So we'll watch this cute. Sorry, Samantha, you're not cute. Well, you are, but not diminishing you. Anyways, let's watch this small video, and then there's another wee one that we can run through as well. We get to see David Seymour's face. Hey, nobody asked for that. I just realised you won't be able to hear it. Let me know if this is too loud.
Technical issues. The window for submitting on the Treaty Principles Bill finally closed at 1 p.m. But the debate is far from over. Here's political reporter Glenn McConnell.
Breaking records. David Seymour has done the unthinkable.
Can I just say, that is the dirtiest shot someone could have done.
I know, right? What the hell?
I saw that and I'm like, what? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Jeez,
Breaking
down,
records. David Seymour has done the unthinkable with his Treaty Principles Bill. He's got Kiwis writing political essays during their summer breaks.
Even the people that oppose my bill appear to be supporting the idea of mass participation in what the treaty means from 2025. And I think that...
No.
Yeah.
That's not what opposition is saying. The opposition is saying, leave it the fuck alone, and it's not our right to say anything on it.
I mean, what we're saying is fucking we support these nuts more than we support you, man. Fucking hell.
Get your greedy hands off it.
That's very, very exciting.
This is dangerous legislation. So, he can pat himself on the back as much as he likes. But people are worried.
More than 300,000 submissions were in by the 1 p.m. deadline, a debate of titanic proportions, and the bill is going down too, the Prime Minister promising this summer to sink it big time.
Don't you worry, we're going to honour it big time.
Yes, thank you.
Speaking my language. We're going to spike it, we'll kill it, don't worry.
First, the hikoi.
Oh.
That is the weirdest interaction I have ever seen from him.
Nah.
That was like a teacher, trying to be cool. I don't know. I felt weird about it, eh?
Don't worry, guys.
Don't you worry.
Spike it down.
I got your back. I got your back. I know that I totally bent over for David Seymour, but I got your back, guys. I'm not going to support it any further.
I'm a man of the people.
I'm like you. It's probably the most politician-y thing I've ever seen him do. Is the
also this comment.
We're gonna strike this bill down.
This comment, I think, is pretty on TikTok mode.
Yes.
That's what he's been paying those 7 fucking social media team members to do, is to fucking.
Yeah. So okay, imagine in the training room, they're in the boardroom, they're like, okay, so when you're going through the airport and you're walking past someone who's saying, I can't remember exactly what they said, but I'm pretty sure I heard that. And then what are you gonna say? What do you say, Luxon? And then he's like, I'm gonna say, yeah, cool. I don't support it. I got your back. Bye. I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder and bye.
What's a bit they even probably had to, because he's had all of those, those NPC dialogue lines last year. What if they've just updated them? So now it's they've just updated them to be these cool jargon. So he seemed down.
What did he say? I'm gonna nip it in the bud. No, it was even
spike
less.
It down. There was one that was spike it down, volleyball speech. I don't remember the rest.
He's on video now saying this shit. So if he doesn't, he is
missing this summer to sink it big time.
Don't you worry, we're going to honour it big time.
Yes, thank you.
Speaking my language. We're going to spike it, we'll kill it, don't worry.
First, the hikoi. Now,
I can't trust a word that comes out of his mouth.
Slimy.
Don't you worry, we got to strike it down.
Yeah, I gotcha. Fuck, she'll be right, mate.
I got you.
What if he was really Australian when he did that too? It sounded more Australian than Kiwi. Fuck, I don't know.
Anyways, let's get through this.
The submissions. This is an issue which has invigorated debate unlike anything else. Submissions had been due by last week, but then Parliament's website crashed.
We expected the bill to have a lot of submissions, but it was even more than we'd expected. And so they really just overloaded it and caused it to shut down. It's great so many people wanted to have their say, but the pressure was just a bit too much.
From both sides, political groups from Te Pāti Māori to Hobson's Pledge have been urging their supporters to flood Parliament with submissions. That they have done. But what have the public said?
Who knows? But it's really up to the committee to analyse.
Who knows?
Who knows? I don't care. I got what I want.
You. What do you mean? Who knows? We've how many submissions from law societies and different groups have we seen?
Who knows?
Fuck off.
Experts, Te Pāti Māori, the Hikoi. Who knows?
Yeah, no one important.
230,000 signatures opposing it. Who knows?
Someone,
Fuck
I guess.
Seymour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Them. What I do know is that the numbers at the end of the day aren't really what matters. The bill has a referendum. If you want to ask about numbers, let people vote on the final product.
No matter how many there are, it is extremely important kaupapa for us in Aotearoa to be able to protect Te Tiriti, and that showed by the record amount of submitters.
This is a debate which is far from over. Next week, politicians, albeit not David Seymour, will be heading up to Ratanapa. It's their first chance this year to hear directly from Māori about what they think of the Treaty Principles Bill. Then it's Waitangi, but also a 6-month submission process in person here at Parliament about that bill. And after all of that, well, you heard from the man himself.
We're going to spike it, we'll kill it, don't worry.
You better fucking do it.
What? Spike it with fucking alcohol?
What else have we got to say about this? And then we'll go into the next interesting part of this. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I feel like this is pretty succinct. Stink Piss has been on the ball this week. Thanks, Stink
See, you're our Twitch champ,
right?
Keep it up, bro.
Like, yeah, I just. But the thing is, you called it I knew it the second you said it that he was gonna just spin it, to work for him. And that's why I hated it the second you said it. I hated it the second I heard it come out of his fucking disgusting looking mouth. Also, like, oh, he's just so punchable. Like, even when he's trying to wear that plaid shirt to try to look like, you know, a farmer, like one of the people, like
just
he's cosplaying as a fucking normal person. Like, he doesn't even look like he's wearing that outfit naturally. Like, he's wearing just normal clothes and somehow it still looks like a costume. Fake ass.
Also, Luxon lies constantly. He lied all last year. It really doesn't matter what he says.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yep.
And that's
He'll say anything to I don't know, get someone to on his side. I just don't trust him. I do not trust him. For sure.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, they perfectly summed it up. He says that he's going to do a lot of things. He said he was going to help the squeezed middle. You know, all those families that he was going to help that are
He said he was going to the Dunedin Hospital.
Oh, yeah, exactly. What has he actually followed through on other than all the horrible shit? Oh, fuck that guy. You know, like, I think the comments really just,
I don't want to. I want to like him.
But
he's a freaking prime minister. I want to like him. I just can't.
Yeah, I would love to not actually hate him. I would love to not have opinions like this. It would be great. I'd love to think positively about him.
How can we get early Trudeau vibes back? When nobody cared. Even like pre-Trudeau, no one cared about Canadian politics.
I'd take John Key vibes back.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We were a bit younger, so I don't know how much we really got.
I was a very politically active young person.
Good on you.
I wasn't always the smartest, but I was active.
He was deep throating a hot dog and
yeah, it's the ponytail and the hot dog that does it. Really, that sums up. And I think that was when we had the dildo throwing. I'm pretty sure that was during that administration.
Yes, but David Seymour, as much as I hate to say it, has been in the news for so much worse stuff that I actually forgot that was him. If that makes sense, like. That memory was erased and replaced with all this other bullshit. So I kind of forgot that that's what happened. But yeah.
There's been a lot over the years. There's been a lot.
I hope he gets remembered for that in the future.
Mm-hmm.
There's a second part to this that thanks to the I saw this on RNZ. regulatory standards bill slammed as dangerous and cause for alarm bells. So this was a little interview done with Jane Kelsey, with the old Patty Gower. And there's some really interesting things that she was saying that I think we should all have a listen to, and why we should keep the RSB at top of mind.
Morena, Patty, nice to talk to you.
It is nice to talk to you as well.
Well, I mean, I think the easiest way to understand the gravity of this is that this bill has been before Parliament already 3 times and rejected. And even the Treasury has rejected it in the past, and now it's being slipped in through the coalition agreement, where it's not just like the Treaty Principles Bill where there was an agreement by National, it goes before the Select Committee, but actually to legislate around what ACT calls an economic constitution for New Zealand. If we think about what that might mean in ACT speak, and if we remember that ACT actually stands for the Association of Consumers and Taxpayers, we can see that the principles they want to guide future lawmaking in New Zealand are about economic interests and private property rights, rather than the broad range of social, environment, treaty, human rights, and so on that we would expect from a government.
Right, so this is something that...
Rather interesting.
Yeah.
Is that spiking any alarm bells on you there?
Dude, this whole guy is just one walking, just permanently you know, like that, just when you fire, like you've got those 10-year fire alarms that just seem to break all the time. He's just one of those. Everything is just it's just one thing after the fucking other. And that's the problem, is like that's what happens when you got slimy people who have been making plans for a lot longer than before all the shit started happening. This has been in the works for a long time, like long con. That's what he's on.
Yeah. I'm gonna play the second part. I found it interesting, the ACT. I was like, oh shit, that really.
Oh yeah, no, the fact that it actually
really says a lot.
I actually learned that from someone in the BHN Discord. Because I remember losing my mind, going, "Wait, it actually stands for something." Crazy.
Right, if I jump to this really is a 6-minute interview. 3:30-ish. There's what I find probably the most disturbing part about this.
By Minister Seymour, who is the Minister for Regulatory Responsibility, has said that they don't support the National and New Zealand First, what is in the coalition agreement.
Yeah, what's
and that seems to be where, interestingly, even First pulling the rug on this. Interestingly, even the Ministry of Regulation, set up by Minister Seymour, who is the Minister for Regulatory Responsibility, has said that they don't support this legislation.
And what is a concrete example of something that could happen under this? What's some sort of regulation that we could lose that would raise huge concerns out there?
Well, unlike a number of the other things that have come through under the coalition agreement, this is more systemic rather than dealing with specific issues. So the goal is light-handed regulation. That is minimalist approaches to regulating a range of areas, especially those that involve investment and so on. So people listening will remember what light-handed regulation brought us with the leaky buildings, the collapses of the finance companies, the Pike River mining collapse, disaster, the adventure tourism lack of regulation, the aged care homes and so on. So it affects...
I think the only thing in there that you need to hear is the Pike River mine disaster.
Even just leaky homes as well.
Leaky homes,
leaky homes cost us a lot. It's still like,
yes.
I mean, they're all bad, but like,
but everyone knows the tragedy that was the Pike River mine. That is what light-handed regulation did. That's what David Seymour wants. He wants it less regulation, less red tape, and to put it back in the hands of businesses, which he believes is the best way to do it because he believes that they'll do better for us when they won't do better for us. As she stated earlier, they're not going to do better for us. They're going to do better for their own interests. And regulation should be there for us, not for corporations. They should be there to protect us, to protect workers, to keep us safe, to ensure that we have good social housing in general. Leaky homes is beyond social housing. That was building standards, right?
That was a horror. And that's the thing is that not only cost people like money, but it actually ruined people's lives. You know, you imagine investing, like imagine being able to afford to build a house to begin with. So like for most people our age and under, try to pretend. But imagine being able to do that, investing your entire fucking life, and then turns out you now have an unlivable home. Like the amount of people, and that would have also had flow-on effects. Like, there's the instantaneous, like the house is fucked, the money, but think about the flow-on effects of what that time of stress and poverty would do to families. What that could potentially, you know, strike homelessness and a bout of poverty that could ruin a person's life. Like these things have flow-on effects that have probably like are still affecting people to this day. Like it's just ridiculous. But I mean, it's also no surprising. Like we know what their end goal is. They don't think it's what's best for us. They say that, but I'm sorry, they don't believe it. They're just saying it because it sounds good. But what they really want is, this is what works best for us. This is what makes us the most money for the least fucking effort so that we can just keep doing this drain game. Like, that's what it just feels like.
These are the people we need to keep happy because these are the people that vote for us. Like, I don't see it having any benefit for anyone but corporations and people who are going to take advantage of us.
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, the perfect analogy is think about what they're doing in terms of mining our earth. Like, there was actually, I just saw a post recently about because of the fast track bill, there's now going to be dredging of the ocean for the next 35 years, 5 days a week, like I think 6 or 8 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week for the next 35 years. Like that is what they're also doing to us in terms of all of these issues with the regulations. Like they're just taking as much as they can get away with without it falling apart and without us actually going, hey, wait a fucking minute. Like we are getting like the earth is getting fucked, but so are we. We are a commodity that is being taken advantage of.
Yeah. So that's pretty much why we should keep our eyes on the regulatory standards bill, even though submissions are closed. Any thoughts on the 23,000?
I mean, I'm actually just really impressed. So 23,000 was the submissions we got for regular. I haven't actually checked today.
To be fair, there wasn't. Yeah, it was 23,000. There wasn't nearly as much coverage on it.
Oh no, well that's why I'm actually
the two bills.
Is that if there's 23,000 for a bill that was like relatively under the radar, I'm actually really impressed. Like I think that shows that like I think all of this stuff with the treaty principles bill has just helped kind of be that kick in the ass and that light, you know, that fire that just is actually getting people to start engaging. So like I'm actually quite impressed, and I think that's like really good because I mean we're notorious for under engaging with those types of processes. And to be fair, when I looked through the actual like RSB like digital version form, man, that was a nightmare. I'm so glad that there were like guides to just how to write the email and that you could even just send an email, you know, like they made it very prohibitory. So I'm just glad that people did it. I'm just glad that there are people who are talking about these submissions now. You know, the fact that people had submission parties over Christmas, like that's awesome. New Zealanders usually just like drinking and dying on the roads. No offense, but we're really bad for that. So like it's great that we actually did something like productive and political that will actually help us. Like I'm stoked. I'm stoked at the engagement.
Yeah. Do you know what a regular bill submissions number would be?
Oh nah. I mean, and it also depends on the bills. Like I know back when we had it was a BMDRR, which is BDMRR, birth, deaths, marriages, registry, whatever the other R stands for. That was the one that basically allows you to change your gender marker on your birth certificate. Like that one actually, you know, got a lot of engagement. We've had times where some of them had quite, you know, big turnouts, but I think generally they're probably pretty low. I would be interested to see if I could find some numbers on that, but
surely there'd be some stats, eh?
Oh yeah, surely. I'm sure we could probably look into what the average like kind of submission rates are on those things. Okay, well actually I just see a comment here that someone reckons apparently they get 30 to 40,000 per year. And I could believe that. Because I know it's I mean, even if it was say double that, like let's say that it was 80,000, like that's still not really that much when these are literal policies and things that affect our everyday life, you know. And I think that's the thing that I find interesting is that like a lot of people don't engage with politics because I don't think they really truly understand how it affects their everyday, like the small ways that it affects everything. You know, so I think that's what's great about these conversations as well, like about, you know, so people are just aware a bit more of like, oh, so maybe I should pay attention when the government starts talking about these things. Even if I don't understand the words, maybe I should try to find someone to explain it to me.